Hi, welcome to Lightspeed Academy. I'm Jim Cooper, and thanks for joining me for this Lightspeed session on understanding React bootstrapping. In this video, we'll demonstrate how a React app is bootstrapped when using CreateReactApp. In our last video, we used CreateReactApp to generate a new website, and we learned that this app component is the starting point for our application, and it's what gets rendered over here in our browser when we start up our app. But why is this? Why and how is this app component getting rendered first? Well, when we started up our server, we ran npm start. That runs the start script over here in our package.json file. And you can see that this runs React scripts start. React scripts is an npm module, and it's a little convoluted to dig into, but it basically ends up executing this index.js file. And this is where all the magic happens. The syntax being used in here, like in our app component, is JSX, which we'll cover in our next video. But notice that we are importing React DOM right here. React DOM is what React uses to render content to the browser, and we'll get into that more in our next video. But notice that right here, we're telling React DOM to render this content, which includes our app component. Our app component is being imported up here and then rendered here. And this is all inside the index.js file that is executed when we start up our server with npm start. So this is why our app component is rendered at startup. There's one more subtle thing to point out here though. Notice that the React DOM render function takes two parameters. The first parameter is the content to render, and the second parameter is where we want to render this content. Notice that we're calling document.getElementById and finding an element with the ID of root. So where is that element? Well, if we take a look in our public folder, there is this index.html file. This HTML file is the file that is served up to our browser before our index.js file executes. And inside here, down here towards the bottom, you can see we have this div with the ID of root. So when we start up our app, this HTML file is served, and then our index.js file is executed, and we render our app component inside of that root div element. So that's the React bootstrap process. Hopefully that helps unravel some of the mystery around what happens when a React app is started. There's a ton more to learn about React. If you want to keep going, here's a really quick video on understanding React DOM. And here's the entire Lightspeed React playlist. And of course, please like and subscribe if you like to see the other content that we're putting together. Thanks, and keep learning at Lightspeed.